What we are interested in is non-ordinary states of consciousness from which we can gain some profound knowledge about the human psyche and possibly the nature of reality, and also non-ordinary states of consciousness which are interesting from the point of view of therapy, personal transformation, and consciousness evolution, states from which we can benefit in some significant ways. When I say non-ordinary states of consciousness, what I mean is states that are significantly different from our everyday state of consciousness. Those are states, for example, that we can experience in various shamanic procedures, in trance states, in spiritual practice during some kind of deep meditation, states that we can experience under hypnosis, states that we can experience in psychedelic sessions, and also states that some people can experience for unknown reasons in the middle of their everyday life. It's very important that we talk at some length about non-ordinary states because the Western industrial culture is really not very familiar with these states, which is quite different from the native cultures that all held these states in very high esteem and spent a lot of time developing techniques of inducing them, and they were using them as an integral part of their ritual spiritual practice, of their healing practices. They were using them for exploration of extrasensory perception, exploration of intuition. They were using them as a source of artistic inspiration and so on. Whereas the Western industrial civilization has pathologized these states, non-ordinary states, and we'll see that they first of all show us that spirituality is a legitimate dimension in the human psyche and in the universal scheme of things, and it will provide for us this sort of large, comprehensive, all-encompassing vision of reality, which would be very different from the one presented by materialistic science and shared by the Western industrial civilization, yet a vision which seems to be perfectly compatible with Huxley's perennial philosophy on the one hand and with the emerging paradigm in science on the other. What does all this new knowledge mean in our lives, individually and also collectively? How can we make our life more fulfilling, more rewarding, more creative? And also, what can we learn that would help us to alleviate the global crisis that we are all facing and avert the kind of a destructive and self-destructive trend that we all see the Western civilization is taking?